How do you design a room that will make your little girl happy now, but also grow with her over time? Today, I'd like to introduce you to my most difficult client to date. She's about 3 feet 6 inches tall, but she has really big opinions. She also happens to be my 6-year-old daughter, Lila. This video is all about our end result and compromise, a blush fairy tale little girl's room makeover. If you're new here, welcome. My name's Nina Hendrick, and I help women create homes that combine comfort and beauty so that you can spend your time focusing on what truly matters, which is making meaningful memories with your family. When it came to planning this bedroom makeover, it took some serious strategizing to create something that Lila would love now and something that she would grow into over time. Because this little lady has some very specific ideas about what she wants. And what she wanted was a full-on princess theme. Before I give you a tour of the new space, let me show you where we started. Lila's room was once our primary bedroom, and I'll link to our laundry room video so you can see our floor plan swap when we carved not only a hallway and a laundry room out of our previous space, but we were able to also make Lila's room and a closet for her in the process. Like many of our projects, it stood at about 70% complete over the years as life happened and we welcomed Lila and it was just put on the back burner. It was a pretty room, it was functional, but it wasn't exactly what she wanted. So when I was planning the design, Lila requested Disney princesses. I wanted something that I felt like could grow with her a little bit more, and I don't love the overly commercial princessy stuff. So what we landed on was a compromise, a blush theme with gold accents that has nods at that fairy tale theme without being too themey or something that she'll grow out of very quickly. The hints of the fairy tale theme can even be removed later as she gets older so that it doesn't date the room immediately, and hopefully it's something that can grow with her well into her teen years. So one of the subtle changes I wanted to make when we went from 70% to 100 was the paint color. I had already painted the room pink when Lila was born, but it turned out to be kind of a Pepto-Bismol color. Pink is a really hard color to get right with paint colors. You just one shade off and you've got that migraine-inducing bright Pepto-Bismol color. But I finally landed on the perfect shade of pink, in my opinion, for our east-facing home. It has a lot of gray in it, which helps prevent that really bright color that I was just talking about. And so after looking at so many different paint colors that my eyes crossed, I landed on Benjamin Moore's Melted Ice Cream Lightened by 50%. And what I mean by that is I walked up to the paint counter and I said, could I get this color, but could you please lighten it by 50%? And they give you the mixed up can that has the perfect shade for a room like this where you don't want the color to be overly saturated and you really just want the light hints of the pink. And that was it. Bingo. Blush paint is really hard to get right, but I think we nailed it in this space. The trim and the ceiling are Benjamin Moore's Simply White to match the rest of our home. The wallpaper accent walls features these painterly florals. It's so beautiful and I absolutely love how it came out. No, I did not hang the wallpaper myself. Hanging wallpaper terrifies me and I feel like it's best left to the pros. The woman who installed it was able to do it so professionally and so wonderfully, and she had it done in a day, which is way less time than it would have taken me, I can tell you that. I did hang up the little wire wall art that says Once Upon a Time, which is one of those little fairy tale hints that I mentioned. It was kind of tricky to hang up, but I ended up just using small nails, and I figured if ever she does want me to take it down, I can patch those pretty easily and touch it up with paint if I have to, even though it's on the wallpaper. Before the project began, we had a little bit of space planning plot twist. Essentially, I really don't like sliding doors because they make the closet kind of difficult to use, and I don't like bifold doors because I was afraid Lila's little fingers would get pinched in them. But on the other hand, her room also isn't large, so I didn't want those swinging doors to bang into her bed. I hummed and I hawed over this, and I took way too long thinking about it, and just when I was about to just push her bed up against the windows, not my favorite layout, it dawned on me that I could just move her bed to the other wall. So what was going to be the accent wall behind me actually shifted to the other side of the room, but it got a lot longer. By switching the bed to the other wall, we were left with an expansive wall behind the doorway that didn't have anything besides wallpaper. But on the other hand, since she's got kind of a small room, she doesn't have space anywhere else for a bookcase. So I decided to install book ledges instead behind the door and create a little library for her. Lila absolutely loves it. She can get her favorite books off the lower shelves, and any books that might be a little bit more special I can put up top. She says she feels just like Belle in her library. Her princess bed was found at PB Teen a few years ago, but unfortunately they no longer sell it. I did source a few similar options for you and I put them below the video. Lila is very girly. She loves to play with her hair and pretend to put on makeup. And so when we took the mirror down from our primary bathroom and put it out in the hallway, she was playing with it constantly, and I realized we should probably get her a vanity. So that's what we did. For Christmas, we got her an adorable little vanity, and she loves to pretend and play and sit there and just be girly, and she has a blast. We created a gallery wall around her vanity with pictures that she chose herself that were special to her. There's one of her and her best friend, there's one of her and I. Whatever picture she chose, we framed and gave her a little space of her own. She also has a gold message board from IKEA where she can clip up the pictures that she takes with her little camera. Now, with that same space planning dilemma that we had from the other side of the room, we had to shift the dresser off center on the wall behind me in order to open the closet doors. So then again, we were left with that big expanse of space. Well, the universe seemed to answer on this one. They shipped a random extra mirror with our primary bathroom mirrors, and when I called them and told them, they said to just keep it. And so it actually happened to fit perfectly in the space beside the dresser. It's not necessarily what I would have chosen if I had had all the options, but it was free and it's gold-ish, and it kind of has a Princess Jasmine feel, which gives another subtle nod to those princesses without being overly commercial and something that she'll grow out of. If I'm feeling really motivated, I may eventually use some rub and buff to get the right finish on it, but for now it is close enough and she loves it. It's one of her favorite features of this room. I hung the garland from her first birthday around it and she absolutely adores it. So she's happy, it was free, you can't really get any better than that. The dresser behind me was actually Lila's changing table when she was a baby. It's the IKEA Hemnes, and we just cut the legs short so that I'd be able to change her more easily. Just as a PSA, it is anchored to the wall. Always make sure to anchor any furniture to the wall so that it doesn't tip over. Every room needs some contrast and some richness to anchor the space. In this room, I chose gold accents in order to fill that role. One of my favorite features in this entire room is the bow hardware on all of the drawers. They are just so feminine and adorable, and they tied the room together perfectly. Between the windows, I added shallow new shelves. All of the items on them are either sentimental from when Lila was a baby or from when I was a little girl. Lila went through and chose the things that she liked out of what I had saved from my childhood. Now moving on to the closet. I am totally jealous of Lila's closet. She has one of the best ones in the house. We carried over those adorable little bow drawer pulls and also left plenty of space for her most princessy dresses to hang up. I worked with California Closets on this space, but not as a sponsor. It was completely independently, and they did a fantastic job. I'm going to make sure to use them for the rest of the closets in our home just because I'm so impressed by the design and the quality of work, and it was just a really great experience. The back of her closet features the same floral wallpaper as her accent wall, and you can kind of see it peeking through, which I really love. For the inside of her top drawer, I bought blush jewelry organizers. She mostly has play jewelry right now, but I really want her to get into the habit of keeping it organized and all in one place. And we also store some of her hair accessories in that top drawer. The lower and deeper drawers are perfect for storing extra blankets like the sentimental quilt that my grandparents got me for my Sweet 16 that I passed down to Lila. The wicker baskets up top hold extra sheets and her air purifier and nebulizer and all of those accessories, things that I don't really want out on the shelves, can be nicely tucked away. The storage boxes hide extra sentimental items that don't fit in her other organizers. And so there you have it, that's Lila's feminine and beautiful fairy tale blush girl's bedroom. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love to invite you to hit the thumbs up or the heart button depending on where you're watching this, and subscribe or follow in order to see more of my videos about organizing, decorating, renovating, and entertaining. In the end, I think we nailed that sweet, feminine, floral vibe that Lila was hoping for while still creating a space that can grow as she does. Until next time.